Hello, my name is Spencer, and we are looking at Mind Over Magic. This is very similar to Oxygen Not Included, if you've played that game before. It's not developed by Klei, but it's published by Klei. It's developed by a studio called Sparkypants, and this is their first game. Actually, they had another game before this, but I couldn't find a whole lot of detail about that game. It's still available on Steam, but maybe we can talk about that later. But it's very similar to Oxygen Not Included, and I've been enjoying it so far. It's Oxygen Not Included, but with magic. You are managing a magic school and trying to prevent this dark fog from closing in and destroying your school. So before we jump into the actual game itself, I promise there's not a whole lot in the settings here. You have volume sliders for everything, so this seems fine. The UI, you can do windowed, full screen, exclusive full screen. Your resolutions, you have a lot of options here. You can adjust the quality level here. You can probably tell by how the game looks that you're not really going to need to worry about specific quality settings. It's not really that type of game. You can change the target FPS if you want to, UI scale, brightness, panning speed. That's all fine. Fully rebindable keys, which is great. And this tab is just, do you want to send data to the developer about the game if it crashes or something like that? I said no. And we will just resume the game, and I can kind of show you what this is all about. Like I said, it is managing a magic school, and of course this is not where the school is. The school is, this is under construction, is here. This is the main building that I have here, and I built it pretty tall. You are encouraged to build up rather than out, but I was really focused on unlocking foundations so I could get another section of the school made. I may build a foundation down here, I'm not quite sure, but I really wanted to expand. So, you start in this area down here, and you don't have anything built. And what you have to do is you have to take your teachers here. You only have, I believe I started with 4. You send them up to the surface, and then they come out here. And if I, for instance, want somebody to, hey, chop down this tree, I can tell them chop it down. There are priority levels for everything. So you can go anywhere from 1 to 5. 1 is not very important. 5 is very important. Do that immediately. And you can do that with basically anything here. Like if you go down to the Gather tab here, you can just click on things and say, hey, hunt all these rats, or something like that. And you can change the priority level if you want to here as well. But we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm mostly just focused on trying to build this, and that'll get built. We just have to get the resources. So it's not just the staff, you have to have students. Well, you don't have to have students. Like right now, I'm just focused on building. Turn up the game speed here. If you want students, let's see here. I don't have any wands. So in order to get students, you need to create wands. These are all the different wands that you can make. Fire, water, earth, air, dark, nature, lightning. And you can choose any of these to make, as long as you have what you need. If I say want lightning, I need 25 wood and 3 sinew, which sinew you get from killing rats. So I got plenty of wood, and I can get plenty of wood. You can see how much wood I have here on the right. I've got 385. And you can shrink down the resources menu if you don't want that there all the time. I like to have it open so I can keep an eye on it. But you can see a list of all of the different resources that you have here, and I'm not going to go through and explain what all of these are, but you can collect all these, and they're used to build things, to research, and whatever else you need to do. So what will happen is that one of my staff members will end up bringing wood and sinew over to here. They'll supply this wand shaper with the resources that are needed. That happens with everything, whatever you're building. You put the blueprint down, they bring the resources over, and then they actually build the thing like they're doing here. Like I've put this down the stairs, and they're coming up here, bringing the resources, and then actually building the thing. So eventually they will make a wand, and it'll show up here in the inventory. I forget exactly where it is. Once we have the wand, we will end up using the student summoner down here in order to bring in a student. And of course, when you bring a student in, they'll need a place to sleep. You can see I have made a bedroom. Where did I make the bedroom for them? Oh, it's up here. I made a bedroom up here for all of the students. And with these rooms, you can see some of them just say schoolroom, others will have specific names like a dormitory, an austere bedroom. And these different rooms have different requirements. So the dormitory, if we go to bedrooms here, we can see that we need 3 or more plain beds, fancy beds, canopy beds, 1 or more window, and it has to be private. So I've got 5 just regular beds. I have a couple of windows, and it is private. And by private, it means there's only 1 entrance. So, for instance, this room could never be private because you can take the stairway from upstairs down here, and you can take the stairway from downstairs up here. And you can you can see they're taking a break here. You can everybody needs a little recreation, so I haven't really unlocked any other recreation stuff, but this is the one thing that they can do. They can dance. So they're doing that. Yeah, but there's all these different requirements for the rooms. They get +5 conviction, which conviction is basically like morale. If we look at the characters here, the conviction is what their mental state is. And if it gets too low, they have like a mental breakdown and they go insane. I had this happen once. A student had very low conviction, and what she ended up doing was she ran off into the fog over here and got trapped. So I had to perform a ritual to push the fog back, and then she was trapped inside one of these misty crystals, which these get created where the fog used to be. So the fog used to be, well, the fog used to be a lot closer, and then I pushed it back pretty far. But she lost her mind, ran out there, and then I was given a special mission to try to go save her, which I did. I was able to save her. But you really want to keep people's conviction up. So that's going to mean having a place to sleep. That's going to mean having some entertainment, even though I'm pretty lacking in that. It means having enough food for them to eat, make sure they get enough sleep, that kind of stuff. And you can see that here: hunger, sleep, recreation. Those are the 3 things that they really need. And there's a little breakdown of where they're getting either pluses or minuses for their conviction. Feeling slightly unsafe, that's because the fog is like maybe a little bit close. And you get like temporary things, 8 outside of a dining area. I don't have a dining room yet. That's just a temporary minus to their conviction, but that'll be fine. And since we're here, you can look at trials and medallions. So once somebody is a staff member, they can't earn more of these trials and medallions. This only happens when they're students and when they haven't graduated or been promoted to a staff member. So these will require certain things that the character does. Some of them are really simple, like they have to destroy 3 objects. So if you want to build, for instance, over here on the right, instead of chopping down one of these trees, you would need to destroy it instead, and then that just gets rid of it. Something easy like that. Or when you go into the underschool and explore down here, which we'll get to in a minute, they might need to kill a certain number of enemies or just like win a battle or something like that without someone getting knocked out or whatever it is. So we should... Well, was there anything else here? Well, that's the trials. Oh, this is just a summary of their stats, basically. Health and how much mana they have, how fast they are in terms of how quickly they are able to cast spells and stuff like that. So, did they make that wand yet? I don't know if they did. We can summon a student if we've got a wand. We do. We have the lightning wand. So, when you summon a student, you can pick anybody to summon. I don't think it matters who summons. It might later, if one of the staff members has like a certain attribute or something. So they'll come down here. It only takes not 15 actual minutes, but takes a little bit of time. And now we have a new student. We have Odessa. So now everybody has, or you can set a schedule for students and staff. If you go to the schedule, again, this is very much like Oxygen Not Included. We have them sleeping and then eating and then a little recreation and then a few tasks and then learning. So this is when you'll have the teacher show up to the classroom, and then the student should go up there, or will go up there, when they're scheduled for class. And the main loop of the game is making sure that you have enough students that you're kind of churning out as many students as possible, and then they graduate and you get, I believe it's arcane scrolls when they graduate, which you probably won't be able to see in this video because it takes time to get them to graduate. But you go up to this ritual sigil and you can hire staff, somebody who was a student. You can retire somebody. You can retire somebody with honors, and you'll gain more scrolls based on their wand level. You can graduate a student. You can graduate a student with honors, or you can expel somebody. I hope to never have to expel somebody. I would like to move this ritual sigil down here. This is going to end up being the assembly hall, or the great hall, I believe is the room I'm trying to make that into. So, what time is it? Oh, we're late in the day. I thought, okay, they must have done the lesson already. So, they're standing around not doing anything because I don't have any tasks for them, but let's, like, get them doing something here. As a matter of fact, just gather all this stuff. Just gather it all. So they'll go out there and they'll gather what they need to gather, and then they'll put it wherever there's space. You can see a lot of these chests are full, but they'll gather whatever they need to gather. And this, I will have to, unfortunately, unless I can, let's see here. Building. Door. I think if they build a door here, oh no, they can't, because, oh, wait a second. Here's what we do. We just build the floor right there. And then we build the floor right here. And then they'll build the floor. And there will be a door. Let's make that wall a little bit higher. And then they can come out here and actually build the floor here. The reason that it's so tall is because, let's see, I was trying to make this into a great hall. And it has to be grounded, which it is, but it also has to be lofted. And in order to get lofted, you can see there's a better little pop out, taller than it is wide. And I wanted to make this wide enough that I could have multiple ritual sigils and any other furniture that I need in order to make this an assembly hall. So that's why I made it so wide and why I had to make it so tall. But I believe that I got the size right. And this is also just a better configuration where I have the stairs on the sides and then the rooms kind of in the middle. I had to, well, I couldn't do that here. I got a staircase here and then one there and then one here and there and there. And it's like, it's all over the place. But, and I had to stick this room out on the side because I didn't know where else to put it. And I think the assembly hall has to be private. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be private. But you can have all these different rooms. You can see I have an intermediate classroom in here. The basic classroom doesn't have the bookshelves, but if you make it an advanced or an intermediate classroom, you get plus 100% learning rate, whereas the basic classroom has a plus 50% learning rate. In the advanced classroom, you have to have more things in there. You got to have a chalkboard. You got to have 2 bookshelves, which I already have. Actually, the chalkboard is the only thing I need. Actually, I researched chalkboards, so if we come over here to teaching, I don't have enough resources. Brains. Using recipes for quilted helpers and can build certain furnishings. Sources. Midden jelly or Croa. Ooh! Croas are little... it's these guys right here. They look like... Oh, what are those flightless birds? Dodos? They're extinct, obviously. But I think dodos is what I'm thinking of. But we can hunt that. Hopefully I get a brain. Everybody's sleeping. But hopefully I can get a chalkboard here and then put this up here, and then this will become an advanced, or yeah, an advanced classroom, and then the learning rate will increase even more. We should also probably get more wands. Give me a fire wand. That'll be fine. Do I have another wand available? I have an air wand. Okay, go do that for me. And I haven't managed to do it, but you can recruit a gifted student as well, which will have a bonus for their level, their abilities, any sort of like positive attributes. Haven't been able to do that so far because I need a bunch of arcane scrolls. I'm sorry, it's the adept scrolls that you get from graduating students. The arcane scrolls you gain mostly from exploring in the underschool area, which I have explored a bit. Gotten to the end over here. I don't know how far it goes. I imagine it must go pretty far in there. But that is the way that you obtain those scrolls. So we've got 2 students here. I'd like to maybe get one more. So what have I not had? I think I maybe had one water wand at some point. I only need wood and gutberry. So we will try to explore the underschool area here. Is what we'll try to do. And remember how I said pushing back the fog? You can do this here at this mana font. The mana font will replenish everyone's mana when they cast spells. They will obviously run out of mana and they have to replenish it. You can build more of these mana fonts. I have not, but you can place them in a room so that they don't have to walk all the way down here. And that'll be helpful when the school gets really big. You can have just a normal repel fog. that requires some resources to do, or you can have the superior repel fog, which requires more resources and more staff and takes more time, but it will push back the fog even further. I'm just going to do a normal repel fog. You can put anybody here that you want. You get a list of the effects and the ingredients and everything like that. What might be revealed, I'm not surprised by any of this, but we can begin the ritual. It'll take an hour and a half. That'll be fine. Who is not doing the ritual? Oh, you're teaching. Okay. So you can see that they're in class right now, and it's just kind of cycling through. You don't have to do anything. They're just there. They're practicing. And over time, their level will go up. You can see they're level 1 of 3. Every student has a certain limit. So this person, Prue, has 3 levels. You also have 3 levels. I believe if you have gifted students or students with a wand of a higher tier, their potential will be higher, and they can level up more and get more powerful. And with the trials, since I can show you that now, this person, all they have to do is dance 30 times. So all they got to do is take 30 breaks, and they will get this bonus, which will give them +1 to water skill cap. And there's some other ones that get plus speed, plus power, plus HP. Defeat a 1 skull or higher enemy with a full party. That doesn't seem too bad. Pet a refining beast 3 times. I don't have any pets. I don't have any animals like domesticated or anything like that. Or not domesticated, but like in a cage. I have some plants growing here, but not a ton. And the fog was pushed back a little bit here, which reveals more and more resources. So that's good. I can get out there and try to do things. You can't reach. Oh, I see. Ooh, I see the problem. Okay, you know what we can do? Let's do this. That's not what I want. Where is the destroy, demolish? Give me that. And then, I'm so stupid. I can't believe I didn't see that. Excuse me. You can see the level of support here. If you build out that far with the yellow, it has no support, and so you basically can't build there. If I build it out to here, where the dark blue is, you can see the key on the lower right, it'll still hold. I don't think the rooms will collapse, but I'm not gonna build it out that far from lack of support. It should be fine. This ritual room has been fine, even though it really doesn't have any support or much support out here by the time you get to the right side, but it seems to be working fine. Let's build the floor there, and then we'll have to do the same over here. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Obviously they can't they can't get around to that side. What did I build out to? 3 of them? Okay, so they should come up to the stairs here and then be able to take that down, build out that floor, and then they can come around here, build the door, and then they can start building that. The other thing that I was trying to build here is the support column. Ground to floor, that's what I want. No, it's not. This one. Okay, so I don't have enough resources. I need more iron. But that's fine. They can't quite reach it. This is one of the things that's a little bit annoying. Oh, actually, I think they'll be able to reach it from this floor. If you build things high enough, they may not be able to reach these different columns. So I had that happen when I was up here. And you can see I had to build this staircase. I never demolished it. I had to build this staircase because they couldn't reach from the floor to build this roof. So it's it's a little annoying that you have to build this idiotic-looking staircase, which I never demolished, just so you can get up there and build. Oh, one thing that's really nice is once you start selecting, check this out, because I do want to point this out because this is really nice. Once you start selecting this, I've got this one selected, I can't select anything else. So you're not gonna accidentally, like, oops, oh no, I accidentally set a bed to be demolished. No. Once you start clicking on one thing, like the roof, you can't select the walls, you can't select the floor, you can't select anything else. Now, obviously, I don't want them to delete the roof, because then the rain will come in and get everything all wet. You better be able to reach the top of that. Okay. They were demolishing that in, like, reverse order. I was worried that they wouldn't be able to get the top of those stairs. We got a little medical school area here, but this is kind of the whole thing above ground, is building out the school, recruiting more students, and with the goal of graduating them. Let's get the fire wand in here, and then we'll do the other one, and then in the morning we'll go into the underschool and have ourselves a little battle down there. It's, well, you'll see what it's like, but it's very much like older Final Fantasy games, where you're taking turns, it's back and forth. It's pretty good. I wasn't always, oh, I need another staff member. I was not always a big fan of that combat system. I very much prefer to have direct control of my character and be fighting with them. So while we're waiting for that, we should look at the research tab. The setup of this is fine. I would prefer this to be more condensed so that there's less zooming in and out and going this way and going that way and up and down and stuff like that. The way it is fine. It's just not how I would, you know, structure this personally. So some of these you just need a bit of lightning, which you don't have to have staff that specifically has a lightning wand. Anybody can do it. I do believe that if you have a staff member with a lightning wand doing research, there is a boost to how quickly the research happens. I haven't done any like calculations or taken notes on that or anything. I think that's how that works. I'm not sure. You can see, you know, what you unlock at different research levels, and like with this, the adept scrolls are what you get from graduating students or retiring staff members. The arcane scrolls are what you get in the underschool, exploring and defeating underlords. I have not fought an underlord before. There's also a what is that? Scrivener's desk. I don't know where I actually could probably find it. SCRI, Scrivener's desk. This is a nice feature to be able to search, and it will zoom to what you're looking for. So this is the desk. How far down is that? Oh, that's actually not. Oh, that's not too far away actually. So this can be made to create and copy the scrolls. That's not a huge priority for me right now, but you know, maybe an option in the future. So you have basically furniture over here, different things that you can make. Some of it is essential, some of it is just for aesthetic reasons, like this rug. It actually does improve luxury, which if a room has a higher luxury, they'll like it more. Obviously, people like to be in rooms that are decorated. Unless you're into minimalism, then you don't want like any decorations. You want like a blank empty room. It's not really my thing, but I'm not telling you how to live your life. I just am not really into the minimalism thing. So sorry. So we have like plants and stuff like that, and horticulture in this section, and then we have dining in this section, which I really need to put more into dining because they've been eating really crappy food for a long time now. I need to invest more in that. You have some, what is this? Oh, this is lighting. Lighting is important in this game as well. Oh, and you've got some potions and stuff like that. And then there is, this kind of looks like just a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Oh, you know what this is? This is a lot of automation stuff. So you can make different, what would I say, NPCs, I guess, or little, not robots, but you know, little drones or whatever that can go around and do stuff for you. Like this one can chop down trees and repair things and stuff like that. So not a bad research tree. I just wish it was more condensed, but it's fine the way that it is. And I'm sure they'll add more to it, and they can always update that, and that's fine. So have you? Oh, we're waiting for you to get down there to help summon. So what else? We're just waiting for this one student to come through, and then once they're through, we'll explore the underschool here. But I like this. I like planning this out and figuring out how you're going to build the school. Oh, and I should mention that when you build walls or furniture or anything, and you decide, you know what, I don't like this configuration, I need to change this, you can change the layout of your school, and it's not a huge problem because you will be refunded resources when you delete floors, walls, anything. So you don't have to worry about getting into a situation where you've spent a lot of resources to build something, and then you're like, oh no, I have to demolish it and waste all the resources that I just used a while ago to build this up. That's not an issue. You'll get refunded the resources, and because the school layout is going to change. It's definitely going to change. This used to be only like up to here 3 floors, and then I added all of this on, and I added this, and I reconfigured rooms and changed where walls and floors are and stuff like that. And I'm sure this will change too. I'm thinking about having like a walkway somewhere here and maybe up there connecting so that they don't have to walk all the way down to the bottom and then cross over or something like that. But the layout will change, and they are finishing the floor here. So they're in the middle of a lesson, but it'll be fine. Oh. A shattered student. Oh. Oh. There are different types of students here. Wolfkin, human, raven cult. I have not seen this one, the shattered student. I haven't seen that one before. That's interesting. I saw that. I was like, oh, what is that? But let's try the lava mind. We did just recruit a water student. So why don't we try that? And we probably don't want fire for that, but we can take lightning. What else do we have here? We've got earth. Yeah, the water is really the only good one. You can craft potions with a specific piece of furniture. I don't have that, but I will take these with me. You can bring up to 10 of them. And we can start. So now they'll all come down here, and we can go off and explore, and it will be just one battle when you're exploring, and then that area is done. And you'll get some resources at the end of it in addition to the scrolls. So here we are in the battle screen. Oh, that's nice. You just... Oh, okay. They got to go first. So here's your team. Here are the enemies. You can only, when you cast, you can only hit in this first row, unless you maybe have a spell that can hit in the back row. You've got all of their information over here, their health, their mana, any sort of special status effects over here, and you can see what spells that they have available to them. So you can have a lot of information there. You have the turns that everybody goes in right here. You can choose to cast, you can use a potion, you can move them to a different position if you want to. You can have them flee, which I don't want them to do. And it'll take a turn for them to flee as long, and they'll get away if they don't, you know, get. I think they can take damage, but as long as nothing happens where they get pulled back in, they can run away, or that you can pass your turn. So we are gonna just do fireball damage to you. I was expecting lava enemies here. Now it's your turn. We'll just use bolts. Obviously, the students do a lot less damage because they're students and they haven't leveled up yet. I'm going to give you armor, even though you have a lot of health, because I know you're probably going to get hit. Torrent. Okay. Oh, and the mana cost is on the left. It'll cost me 10 mana and do 30 damage. So we can kill this thing with that hit. A little bat thing or whatever that is. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna give you vengeance because that's basically they'll retaliate when they get hit. They won't do full damage with retaliate, but they'll do a little bit of damage if you attack these two, which you will, because I don't believe that you can hit anybody in the back row. Can't hit my students in the back. So that was the retaliate. Only did 15 damage, but that's fine. And we can just kill you with the fireball here. And sometimes they'll crit. I just crit for 100. I got resources. Oh, I was looking for metal anyway. You can see I got the arcane scrolls, a smoke pearl. I don't think I know that one. I got some stone. So that will begin exploration into the lava areas. I have not seen, it says gremlins and ooze do not spawn here. I have not seen gremlins or ooze. I'm sure what happens is maybe gremlins can climb up into the school and start messing around with your stuff. And maybe the same with the ooze. It can kind of like mess things up down here or in battles or something like that. There are occasionally ghosts that will spawn in at night. There's one ghost that shows up sometimes and they go around snuffing out torches and turning out the lights. Now, you might wonder why that's a big deal. Well, there aren't any here, but if you have a room that is dark, I think there was one over here before, but if you have a room that has no lighting, then there's the possibility that void shrooms will spawn in. And you don't want void shrooms, because what that does is... It was this one, right? I think I can go there. Oh no, no. I don't want that. I don't want to destroy the floor. But the void shrooms will drain mana from anybody that's nearby, which is not good. You don't want everybody's mana being drained. So that's why the lighting is important. So I should probably get some lighting here. I can put the... Yeah, I can put the brazier at the bottom. And then we'll just have to have these torches throughout here. The void shrooms only spawn in on the floor. They don't spawn in anywhere else. But just for aesthetic reasons, we're gonna light up the whole stairwell, because come on, I'm not gonna have them walking up and down a dark stairwell. That's just plain dangerous. Somebody might trip and fall. God, can you imagine if you tripped at the top of these stairs because there's no lighting and then you just tumbled all the way down the stairs? That would be awful. So we're getting better lit here. You can see there's a little filter here that you can see rooms that are well lit. There's some other stuff here. There's filth, which I haven't had a problem with. Everything's been clean. Clutter's another one. You can see if they have, you know, good clear pathing. You can see support if you want, and then of course the room types are helpful, so you can, you know, see if you're trying to make a specific room, you can check and see what requirements there are for that. So I'm not gonna go on, I think, any longer than this. I think this is a good explainer. This is an early access. If I didn't say that earlier, I'll definitely put that in the title and in the video description. It is an early access. I believe they were saying about 6-ish months or something like that. They're gonna do regular updates. I'm looking forward to it. I have high hopes for this game. I think it's very good already. I of course would advise you to hold off on buying this yet, because, you know, early access can go any which way. Sometimes it can turn out really well, sometimes it doesn't turn out so well. But this one looks promising. I would wishlist this. Once again, this is Mind Over Magic. My name is Spencer, and thank you for watching. I will be making more videos about this game in the future, updating you about how things are going. Thank you so much for watching.